Welcome to your motorhome for 3 persons. I'm going to do a quick walkthrough video with you to show you how to operate the systems, and I hope that it helps. First of all, you have here on the driver's side the diesel. You open it up with your finger like that, and then you use the big key, same as for the ignition, to open up the cap. Here in the front you have the handbrake. The handbrake works like a normal handbrake. The only difference is that you have it on the left side, not the right. The lights in Iceland, they are mandatory, and you have to turn them on manually. It's a flick of a switch over here, and just remember to turn them on every time you drive and turn them off when you stopped, obviously. On here, this is the water. Simply open this with a small key. You take the blue screw top out, stick a hose in, and when it starts spitting out water, it's full. All of the campsites in Iceland, they offer you to refill the water, and some of the gas stations also do so. In here is the favorite part of the holiday: who gets to clean the toilet cassette. This you have to empty before you come back, and you can empty this on all of the campsites in Iceland and some of the gas stations. The way to do it is you have this handle here underneath. You have to pull it up, and then you can drag the tank out, take it all the way out, take this nozzle to the side, screw it off, and then you can dump it on the designated area. All of the campsites, they offer you to empty this, and some of the gas stations, and our recommendation is that every time you leave a campsite, you empty the cassette and you refill the water, and you're good to go. This here is a filter for the heating. The heating runs on propane gas. So this filter filters out the carbon dioxide, pushes it outside, and the warm air goes inside. And when you turn on the heater and you're not sure if it's working, if it's taking a long time to heat up, you can always come out here and listen. If it's making an oohing sound, everything's fine, just give it some time. If not, you give us a call and we assist. Here is the first door to your luggage storage. And there you have the spare wheel, and just some basic things on this side. I'm going to show you on the other side. Over here, you can see you have the cable for charging the vehicle in here, and this source here always goes into the car. And then some of the campsites, they offer you an outlet like this, and some of them offer an outlet like this. You have an adapter here with the cable, so you choose which source you need. Also in here is where you find your propane gas tank. I'm just going to jump in here. In this door, you will find that. You use the propane for heating the car, heating the water, for cooking, and you can also use it for the refrigerator. So this is your most valuable player during the holiday. The propane tank usually lasts people 4 to 5 days, and then they need to refill it. The best way to see the level of the propane is when you shake the bottle and you put your flashlight through one of the windows over here, and then you can see where the gas wobbles. And when it's getting down to 20% or so, you want to think about refilling it, and you can do that in the next gas station. Before you try to use the heater or anything related to the propane, you have to open the propane tank, and it has a screw top here on the top with arrows pointing to open and close. And when you start your travels, it's good to just open it all the way, and when you open it, you have to screw it all the way to open until it stops, until it won't let you further, like that, and then you can start using the systems on the inside. And if you need to change the bottle, you simply disconnect it from the car, take the empty one inside the gas station, and tell them, hey, I need a new one. They take the old one, give you a full one, you pay for the refill, and it's rock and roll. Next thing I want to show you is this guy over here. This is the plug for the cable that you have in the back. And every time you stop at a campsite, we do recommend that you plug it in for electricity. The batteries, they last you a whole night, no worries. It's just better to plug it in because the normal EU plugs to charge your phones and your tablets, they only work when the car is plugged into electricity. They don't run on the battery. So we recommend doing that. Here on the right side of the door, you have this sticker saying grey water handle and pointing downwards. That's this handle over here. And the grey water is the wastewater from the sink and the shower. You might have to empty this during your travels, and you can do that on the campsites. And the way to operate this is you pull it out to open and push it in to close. Easy as that. All right, let's have a look inside. First thing I want to show you is the control panel over here. You have this button here for on and off, and you have to hold it in to turn it off. I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm holding it in, and you see this line comes here all the way down, and everything turns off. Then, turning it on again, I press this button, hold it in for a little bit until you see the light come on. This button here is for the lights on the inside of the motorhome. This button is for the water pump, so if you want to use the sink or the shower or even flushing the toilet, you have to have the water pump turned on. And then this button over here is for the light on the outside of the motorhome. You see the cable sign over here? This light lights up when the car is plugged into electricity with the cable on the outside. If I want to do checks on the batteries or the water, I can press the power button once, and it shows me battery number 2 is 50%, and S1 is the drinking water, that's 100%. If I press the check button again, it shows me battery number 1, and that's 100%. The R1 and the R2, these lights would come on if you need to empty the grey water with the handle on the outside. Over here is the stove. This works like a normal barbecue, and you just press it down until you hear the rustle, and then you ignite it with a lighter that is included in your kitchen set. A basic sink over here, and this is one of the EU plugs in the car, and this only works while the car is plugged in on the outside with the cable. Right next to that is the heating control, and the heating control basically has 2 discs. The outer disc controlling the level of the fan speed from 1 to 5, and then the inner disc controlling what you're doing. It has a small leverage over here to show you where you are, and right now it's on the 0, which means off. And if I take it down once to the flame symbol, that means I'm heating the car on the inside, and it's on level 3. I can take it to 5 if I want. If I take it 2 times down, I'm heating the car on the inside, and I'm also heating the water to 60 degrees. If I go back up to the 0 and go upwards to 40 degrees, I'm only heating the water to 40 degrees, and 60, I'm only heating this water to 60 degrees. Easy as that. But everything you do here needs propane, so be careful that you open the propane bottle before you try using this. Same goes for the stove. Here in the back is the refrigerator, and you can make the refrigerator cold with 3 sources. You can make it cold with a plug-in when the cable is plugged in, with a battery when the car is running, or the propane if you have propane and it's open and everything's good. So you turn it on with the power button over here. I hold it in for a bit until the screen lights up, and this is now on automatic. Some of the refrigerators have the automatic source, not all of them. And if I want to change it, I hold the gray button in until it starts blinking here on the source. Then I can move it with the arrows. I can move it over to the plug-in, I can move it over to the battery, or I can move it over to the propane. Let's say I want to choose propane. Okay, I press the gray button once, then I can control the level from 1 to 5, 5 being the coldest, and I control that with the arrows as well. I can lower it and make it higher. And then again, I press the gray button once to confirm everything's good. This screen turns off, and there is a light on the power button to indicate that the refrigerator is running. Easy peasy. Here behind me is the bed in this car. and it's a triple bed really, because you have a single bed, and then there is a single bed in here, and you will find the extra piece that you need on here inside the cabinet under the mattress on the right. Through this door is the toilet, and this toilet works like a normal toilet. The only difference is that you have this handle here on the side, and this handle is to open and close the toilet cassette that I showed you earlier. And before you use the toilet, you have to open it, do what you want to do, and when you're finished, you close. If you fail to open it, you will simply pee or something else on top of the toilet cassette, and the person who is going to empty it would get it all over his hands, and that's not nice. So be careful before you use it to open it, and when you're done, you close it. And it's also important to remember to close it before you drive, because otherwise you might have a poop gum coming up here, and it's not pleasant, I can promise you that. On the toilet, the blue button is here, and this is to flush the toilet. You need to have the water pump turned on to do so. And then you see this guy over here holding a toilet box. The light will come on here when you need to empty the toilet box. And here behind me is the shower, and the shower is just this sink over here. You simply pull this out and you take it up here and can have a shower. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes to warm up water for the shower. It warms up 10 liters every time through the boiler. So one heating is one shower basically. Here is the kitchen table, and you have the kitchen set will be here in the seat. This is all the basic kitchenware for your travels. You can have it in the box, you can put it in the closets, whatever you want. And then the seats in the front, you can turn them around. There is a leverage on here, this guy. You simply pull it back, and then you can turn the seat around. It's better to face this way while you're driving, but it's nice to face the person you're eating dinner with. I think that about covers it, and I hope you have a good time, and I hope this was a help. Thank you.